Okay, task 5 of our revision, chemistry revision, asks us to write word equations. This is quite important that you read the question and make sure that you answer it appropriately. What it means is that we need to identify reactants and the products. Now, typically, we write reactants on the left, products on the right, and we have an arrow in between to indicate that a reaction is occurring. So what you want to have ready is 2 different coloured highlighters or pencils, whichever one you want, and then you are going to circle what the reactants are in one colour and what the products are in another colour. So if we have a look at this question here, sodium chloride reacts with water to form sodium oxide and hydrogen chloride. So our reactants, this word reacts tells us that this is the reactant side. The form tells us that this is the product side. It's not always that obvious, but this time it is. So I'm going to circle my reactants in red, so sodium chloride and water. Form, sodium oxide and hydrogen chloride. And for our word equation, all you have to do is rewrite those words, okay? So chloride plus, and you add a plus, not the word and, so and is replaced by a plus sign. Water makes sodium oxide and hydrogen chloride. Okay, and you go through that doing it the same way. So for the next one, again, lead nitrate and potassium iodine reacts. So these are our reactants, dramatically to form a vibrant yellow solid. This is not that important other than to tell us that a precipitate has been formed, which is a way of indicating that a chemical reaction has occurred. Vibrant yellow solid of lead iodine, it should be iodide, so I'll fix that in a minute, and potassium nitrate. So we go lead nitrate plus potassium iodide react to make lead iodide and potassium nitrate, and you just keep following through on that one. Now, it hasn't asked us to put in states of matter, and we actually can't because we're not given enough information for those ones. So I'm going to pause it and go through and highlight the reactants, or actually I might just go through the reactants and then I'll pause it and write them out. So for this one, limestone statue made predominantly of calcium carbonate is exposed to acid rain, sulfuric acid, and dissolves to form the salts. So the dissolve implies that there is actually a reaction occurring because you have a solid going into an aqueous state. So our reactants are calcium carbonate and the sulfuric acid. Our products are calcium sulfate, water, and carbon dioxide gas. For the next one, carbonic acid is formed in soft drink when dissolved carbon dioxide reacts with water. So that is our reactant and our only reactant. Oh, sorry, hang on. That is our product, I should say. Formed tells us that's what's being formed. We've got our reactant of carbon dioxide and water. Again, this is what happens in soft drink. This is why your teeth rot. Think about it. Plants are commonly known to complete a chemical reaction called photosynthesis. Irrelevant information. In this reaction, plants take in, so the take in is what they actually have open to them, carbon dioxide gas from the air and water from the ground. They use light energy, not overly important at this point in time, to break the bonds between the molecules to produce glucose and oxygen gas. Hydrogen fluoride gas reacts with an aqueous solution of potassium chloride to produce. So again, this is one that is easy to follow because it's saying reacts with, so hydrogen fluoride, potassium carbonate produces potassium fluoride, water, and carbon dioxide. Now I am going to write out the equations and you can check your answers. Okay, so I've just gone and listed our reactants on the left, products on the right, using the arrow in between. So we have lead nitrate and potassium iodide, lead iodide and potassium nitrate, calcium carbonate and sulfuric acid, calcium sulfate, water and carbon dioxide and water to make carbonic acid, carbon dioxide and water to make glucose and oxygen, hydrogen fluoride, potassium carbonate to make potassium fluoride, water and carbon dioxide. Check your answers, and if you have any questions, see your teacher.